Hello gems, in this video we are going to discuss an analytical way to solve vector problems. Okay, in the previous class we have already discussed about vector laws using which we could solve the vector problems graphically, right? Up to a great extent. Suppose we have two vectors. This was the scenario from the previous class. Now this has magnitude 3, magnitude 4 and directions as shown, and you could easily find the resultant through triangle law, right? This would be the resultant, the direction of the resultant, and suppose this was 90. Okay, then what will be the magnitude of that resultant vector 5 using Pythagoras theorem, right? But when it comes to suppose a broader view like this, suppose we have the same two vectors 3 and 4, okay, magnitude wise the same, and now they are at an angle of 60 degree to each other. Okay, they are at an angle of 60 degree. Now you cannot use the logic of Pythagoras anymore, right? So we have to do something for this, and in today's class we are going to crack that mystery. So we are going to derive a formula which will be a general formula which we can apply and get the magnitude of the resultant vector and also the direction. Okay, so we don't have to break our head on every time on the geometrical view. Okay, so let's begin with the discussion, starting with addition. Okay, we'll also extend the concept to subtraction. So okay, so keep in mind, what do we have to do? We have to find a formula for the resultant addition of two vectors, the magnitude formula and the direction formulas. Two formulas we want. Okay, let's take a general case. Suppose this is vector A and we have vector B over here. Okay, okay, this is the general case. We have two vectors, two general vectors. They are tails are matching. Okay, by parallelogram law. I'm completing the parallelogram now. I can draw the resultant, right? How to draw the resultant? From the common point along the diagonal. Oops, from the common point along the diagonal. So this is the resultant. We know that, right? From the previous class onwards, we know this. Now do a simple construction. Follow me up. Okay, now we are doing the derivation. So yeah, so drop a perpendicular from there. Okay, from the head of the resultant vector, you just drop a perpendicular towards the direction of A. Okay, okay, I dropped a perpendicular from the head of r vector. Now let's name those points. We'll name this A, we'll name this B, and AB is the length of A vector or its magnitude, right? Length represents the magnitude. Anyways, let's name this C, that D, and this one E. Okay, now let the angle between A and B be theta. Okay, the angle between A and B, the two vectors, the angle between them is theta. And if you see here, okay, now these two are parallel lines, right? Because opposite sides of parallelogram are parallel. Okay, that is the definition of parallelogram. So this, if this is theta, this will be also theta, right? Corresponding angles, right? Okay, so that is also theta, right? This one is also theta, this is theta, that is theta, parallel sides, right? Now let's simplify something. Now what is this AB? Or in a better way, what is magnitude of A? What is magnitude of A? Magnitude of A, vector A, will be the length of A, right? Which is nothing but AB, right? AB is the length of vector A. So that is the magnitude. So AB. So let's, for simplicity, we'll use a letter for this. We'll use A. Okay. Wherever we see magnitude of A, we'll put A. Okay. For simplicity, for our convenience. Now, what is the magnitude of B? In a similar way, now we are going into the magnitude aspect. Okay. The formula for magnitude. You can see that magnitude of B will be AE, right? AE, the length of the B vector AE, or you can say it as BD also, right? Opposite sides of parallelogram are equal, so AE equals BD. Okay, or we'll name it just like we named the first one, it's B now. Okay, wherever we want to write magnitude of B, we'll just write B. Okay, now let's, okay, one more thing, magnitude of R, the resultant vector magnitude, we'll write it to be, wait, for C, what is it? What is the resultant vector? This is the resultant vector, right? So from A to D, right? From A to D is the length of the vector. So that is the magnitude, and we'll give a letter R for it. Okay, these are just names A, B, R. Now you come to this triangle. Now focus on the triangle that I'm writing. In triangle ACD. ACD. Can you see that it is a right angle triangle ACD? So right angle triangle, what is the first thing that strikes you? Write the Pythagoras theorem, right? So write the Pythagoras theorem. So how will you write that? AD square is equal to AC square plus CD square, right? Simple application of Pythagoras theorem. Okay, now in place of AD you can put R, right? In place of AD you can put R. So R square and AC. This whole thing is AC. You can break it in two parts, right? AB plus BC. AC can be broken into AB plus BC. Okay, so let's write that AB plus BC the whole square. I broke that AC into two parts, AB plus BC, and this is CD square. Now I want to draw your attention to another right angle triangle. Okay, focus on that. In triangle DBC. Okay, tell me what is sine theta and tell me what is cos theta. Okay, you have to find from this theta DBC. It's a right angle triangle. Find sine theta and cos theta. So sine theta will be opposite upon adjacent. So CD upon BD, right? CD upon BD. So CD upon BD. Okay, and from here cos theta. Cos theta will be BC upon BD, adjacent upon opposite, right? BC upon BD. Now what is BD? If you see here, what is BD? BD is B, right? Magnitude of B. BD is equal to AE, which is nothing but magnitude of B. So in place of BD, you can just put B, right? So here, okay. So in what I will do, I'll put B and I'll cross it. Okay, I'll just bring that B to the other side. B sin theta will be CD. Okay, are you following me? What did I do? In place of BD, I put B, right? It's magnitude of B. AE equals BD equals magnitude of B, which is B. Okay. Now in place of BD, I put that B and brought it over here. So B sin theta is equal to CD. And similar here also, right? BD, in place of BD, you can put B and bring that over here. So B cos theta. Sir, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Because I want to substitute it over here. Can you see that? In place of BC, I'll put this. In place of CD, I'll put this. Okay. And AB is nothing but A, magnitude of A, right? Which is, we have named it to be A. So in place of AB, we'll put A. Okay. In place of BC will put B cos theta. Now this is whole squared plus CD. In place of CD, we'll put B sin theta. B sin theta. This is also whole square. Okay, can I get some space? I'll write it here. So we have R square on the left hand side. We'll get A square. Now use A plus B the whole square here. So A square plus B square cos square theta plus 2AB cos theta. Okay, so A plus B the whole square is, what is it? A square plus B square plus 2AB, right? So that I used here, and here you'll get B square sin square theta. Now in these two terms you can take B square common, right? In these two terms you can take B square common. So do that and you'll see an identity from your 10th standard or your 9th standard. Sin square theta plus cos square theta 1, right? Sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. Maths people will be enjoying today. Okay, so I'll need some more space. Okay, I'll just write that again. Magnitude of A is nothing but AB, which is A. Okay, so let's do it. So we have R square. So I'll take a root directly. Okay, so we have A square plus B square. This is 1, right? Sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So 1 into B square is B square. And we have 2AB cos theta. So remember this formula. So we got our answer, right? The magnitude of the resultant vector. Now you can find the magnitude of that, 3 and 4. 3 and 4 at an angle of 60 degree, right? So A is magnitude of this 3. We'll plug this 3 here, 4 here, right? B is the magnitude of B vector, right? And then 2AB, these are the magnitude of A and magnitude of B. Cos of theta, what is theta? Theta is the angle between two vectors. Theta is angle between vector A and vector B. Although you are not very clear about finding vector, the angle between two vectors, I'll come to that in just a few moments of time. Okay. For now, you remember that theta is angle between vector A and vector B. Okay. I'll make that notion clear. Okay. You can note this down. Then we'll go to the direction aspect. Okay. So we found the magnitude of the resultant. This R is nothing but magnitude of the resultant, right? So one job done. Okay, remember that formula. Oops, I shouldn't have removed that. I'll keep this. I'll just rewrite the notions that we developed in triangle DBC. We said that sine theta is, we found that B sine theta will be CD, right? This was the thing we found out. And one more thing we said, BC will be B cos theta. Okay, so these were the two things which I'll need for the next proof as well. Now for direction, what can you do? You can find the direction with respect to one, right? One of the vectors, you can find the direction with respect to one of the vectors. Okay, so that is the thing we are going to do. So we are going to take alpha. You can see alpha is the angle between vector A and resultant vector, right? Resultant vector and vector A. Alpha is the angle between them. Okay, so we have to find this alpha. Okay, resultant vector. Actually, we can call it first vector. This is first vector, this is second vector, right? So angle alpha is the angle between first vector and resultant vector. You can say that. Okay, so how can we say find that alpha now? Now again go to that big triangle in triangle DA, what was that? ACD, right? ACD, right? Tan alpha. Okay, this is the simplest way of finding it, right? Tan alpha, opposite upon adjacent, right? So DC upon CD upon AC, DC upon AC. Okay, now again break this AC into two parts, DC upon AB plus BC, right? AB plus BC. And DC is nothing but this, right? CD DC whatever, B sin theta upon, now what is AB? AB was nothing but magnitude of A, right? AB is the length of A, magnitude of A, so A, right? Magnitude of A, we wrote it as A, right? And coming to BC, BC is nothing but B cos theta, right? So this is the simple formula. One more which you have to learn. You can take inverse and then you'll get the alpha value also. So this is B sin theta upon A plus B cos theta. So these formulas you are supposed to remember. Now what about angle which it makes with the second vector, right? What about the angle? Suppose this is beta. It makes some other angle with the second vector. What about that? So how to find beta? To find beta, what you have to do, you just replace A and B in that. Okay. Actually you can derive it. You can do similar constructions on the other side. But the shortcut is to just replace A and B in that formula. So in place of alpha, if you want beta, just replace A and B, positions of A and B. Okay, so that will be A sin theta upon B plus A cos theta, right? B plus A cos theta. Smart job. Okay, you can derive that for yourself, and this is not important. Okay, so don't learn it. If you want to remember at the back of your head, or to get beta, you have to just replace A and B in that formula. Okay, so you can note this down as well. Okay, I'll remove this now. AB are the magnitudes of A and B respectively, vector A and B, and theta is the angle between the two vectors. Okay, so addition done, right? Addition is done. These were the two formulas we wanted. The magnitude for the magnitude of the resultant vector and for the direction of the resultant vector. We got the two formulae. Now let's go to subtraction. Okay, so we are just going to extend the concept, not going into the derivation again. You can surely derive it. I'll give you the figure how to you can go about it. Now let's go for subtraction. So vector A minus vector B. I told you in the previous lecture also that vector subtraction is no separate from vector addition. You can just treat it this way. Vector A minus vector B is same as vector A plus minus vector B, right? Treat this as the second vector. This was the same thing I repeated from the previous class, right? So vector A minus vector B is same as vector A plus minus vector B. Now let's see it graphically. Suppose you have vector A. Okay, now vector B will be somewhat like this. We assume the angle between them to be theta. Now what about vector minus B? Because now we want to add A and minus B, right? Treat this as second vector. We want to add A and minus B. So A remains the same, right? No change in A. What about minus B? How to draw minus B? Recall it. So from the previous lecture, you should know that to draw a negative of a vector, you have to just flip it by 180 degrees, right? So flip, it's pointing in that direction, right? So flip it by 180 degree, right? Flip it by 180 degree. Just draw a straight line, just complete the straight line, and it's pointing in that direction. Change it to this direction. Flip this by 180 degree. So that is what I'm doing. Okay, job done. So this is minus B vector. Now you have to add this, right? A and minus B you have to add. And now this angle was theta. The whole thing, the whole angle is, how much is it? 180, right? We flipped it by 180. This is theta. What about this angle now? What is the angle between A and minus B? Tell me that. This is 180, the total is 180, this is theta, so this will be 180 minus theta, right? Can you see that? It's easy. 180 minus theta will be 180 minus theta. This minus this is this. Yeah, so all you have to do is replace theta by 180 minus theta and job done. Okay, you can also now go by the same derivation for this. This is the figure, okay, minus B and A, and you'll arrive at the same result that I'm going to tell you now. So in the formula of addition, the formula that we derived in addition, you have to just replace theta with 180 minus theta. Okay, so what was the addition result? It was a square plus b square. Okay, now we'll write it to be s, okay, because we are going for subtraction. Okay, plus 2ab, and now what is the angle? Cos of 180 minus theta, not theta. In place of theta, you have to replace it with 180 minus theta. Okay, so this lecture will be something biased to somebody who is good at maths. Okay, so those who are not, remember that cos of 180 minus theta will be minus cos theta. Okay, you note down this result for today. The lecture is going to be a bit harsh on you. Sorry for that. It's truth, but okay. So this is actually they by heart, you by heart this, right? All students take coffee. I think math people, bio people will be like sorry. Anyways, so cos of 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. Okay, just replace that, minus 2ab cos theta, right? And minus n I got out. So this is the subtraction formula. Only one change, right? Even if you didn't knew the subtraction formula, you can just extend the concept, right? You have to, every time you get a subtraction question, you have to just think it in the form of addition. If you don't want to think it, this is the formula, right? This is the formula, a square plus b square, and only one change, right? In place of plus, here there is minus. Okay, now coming to the angle, okay, angle. So tan alpha, only will go for alpha only. So in the addition case, what was it? Addition case, it was b sin theta upon a plus b cos theta, right? This was the formula, you can check it, b sin theta upon a plus b cos theta. Now for subtraction, what do we have to do? We have to replace theta with 180 minus theta. Okay, subtraction tan of alpha will be b sine of 180 minus theta. Again math people are laughing. Okay, b of cos 180 minus theta. So one more result for med people, med. Okay, sine of 180 minus theta is sine theta. Sine theta is unaffected in the second quadrant. Okay, so you can by heart that, medical people. Okay, sine, so this won't have any change, so that will be, the numerator will be the same, b sine theta upon a, and this will be minus cos theta, right? Minus cos theta, so you'll have a minus b cos theta. Okay, so this is the formula that you need to learn. Where can I write that now? Tan of alpha is, so only minute change, right? The plus sign in both the formulae, you have small minute changes. One is plus sign is replaced by minus. If you remember the addition one, here also it's replaced by minus. So b sin theta upon a minus b cos theta. Okay, so you can note this down as well. That was all about addition and subtraction. Now let's discuss some shortcuts. Or I know this is not a lecture for work cuts, but it's worth mentioning here. Okay, so we'll discuss resultant magnitude for addition. Okay, for addition only, mind you. So resultant magnitude for a special theta. Okay, for a special theta will directly have a compressed form of that R formula. Okay, that compressed form. Okay, so you can directly by heart that and you'll get a result under seconds. Okay, so this is quite logical also, you can watch it geometrically. First is theta equals 0. What does this mean geometrically? It means both of them have the same direction, vector a and vector b are along the same direction. Okay, so direction aspect you can neglect, you can just add them, right? They are no longer vectors, you can say that, okay, loosely. They are in the same direction, you can just add them, right? So the resultant will be directly a plus b. Okay, you can just add their magnitude. The resultant magnitude, if you want to find, you can just add it. Now if you want to verify it, if you don't trust me, that is bad, but yeah, you can verify it through the big formula that you have, the general one. This is true, right? Now again, in place of theta you have to just substitute 0, right? That is what I did. So a square plus b square plus 2ab, and cos 0, what is cos 0? Medical students, what is cos 0? So cos 0 is 1. Yeah, that you'll know, right? That is not that harsh. Okay, this lecture is not that harsh on you. So a square plus b square plus 2ab, what is that? A plus b the whole square, right? A square plus b square plus 2ab, it's nothing but a plus b the whole square. Now the square and root sign, remove that. R is a plus b. Now again, now say that you don't trust me. Okay, that is true, right? So if they are in the same direction, you can just add them instead of going through the long route. Okay, now coming to second case in which they are opposite to each other, 180 degree, right? If a is in this direction, b will be in the opposite direction. Okay, so you might have guessed it, now it will be a minus b, right? A bit wrong you are, but yeah, I'll accept that. I'll say a difference b. Okay, suppose okay, I'll give you a feel for that. So suppose a was 4, b was 3. Okay, so 4 minus 3, you'll say okay, 4 minus 3 and 1 in the direction of a. Now if b was 4, same thing, b was 4 and a was 3. Okay, so it's 1 in this direction. So either it's bigger minus smaller. That is what I mean by difference. A difference B means bigger minus smaller. Again, you'll do 4 minus 3, right? Even if B is greater now, you'll do B minus A and say 1 in this direction. So it basically means difference. Now again, if you don't believe me, let's derive it, okay, by the big thing, the biggie that you have a square plus b square plus, okay, why did I erase that, cos theta. Okay, so again you'll have a square plus b square. Now cos 80, medical students, I'm sorry for that. Okay, so cos 180 is minus 1. Those who don't know can write that down. Remember the values of all the trigonometric ratios, especially sine, tan, cos, for the special angles like 0, 30, 45, 90, 60. Okay, those angles you have to remember, and some, and 180 and all of so. Okay, so and this is minus 1. Okay, why did I write that way? I'll just write it this way. So can you see that a square plus b square minus 2ab, a square plus b square minus 2ab, what is that? A minus b the whole square, a minus b the whole square. Now this is whole square, right? It could have been like b minus a also, right? So since it's squared, it won't have any difference. B minus a is same as a minus b, or since it is squared. Okay, so you can remove that and you'll be left with a difference b. That is what I mean, a difference b, bigger minus smaller. Okay, so that is another way of looking at it. So bigger minus smaller, and the direction of the resultant will be in the direction of the bigger one. And one more special case, the last one, which is not so special because we discussed it in the previous class also. The previous class was exclusively for this discussion, right? And theta is 90 degree, right? So Pythagoras theorem, do you remember that? Yes, Pythagoras theorem, that is all you need to know. So these two are vectors. Okay, the angle between them, I'll say, wait, I'll draw it properly. These are the two vectors, vector b, vector a. Angle between them is 90 degree. Okay, now if you want to go by that formula, go by that formula, or you can simply use the Pythagoras theorem, which says that the resultant will be, resultant is the hypotenuse. You can see that the resultant will be under root of a square plus b square, the magnitude of a square plus magnitude of b square. Right, now let's derive it by the formula also. Cos 90 is 0, right? Cos 90 is 0. So basically you can see that directly now, right? This term will be 0. Cos of 90 will be 0. So that term is 0, and you have a square plus b square. This whole term will be 0. This is 0, right? So you get the same thing, right? You get the resultant. Okay, so these were the special cases. You can quickly note that down. So you can directly use this as shortcuts. Okay, now we will have a short note on angle between two vectors. I told you at the very beginning that the notion is not clear. Tell me the angle between these two vectors now. Okay, so I have drawn two vectors. This is 120 degree. Tell me the angle between, tell me the angle between these two vectors. If you say 120 degrees, I'm afraid it is wrong. Okay, it is not 120 degrees. Whenever you are asked for the angle between two vectors, you have to see for two conditions. One is their tail is at common point, tail is at common point, okay, or their arrows are outward. You can either watch one of that. So either see if its tail is at common point, and second thing which you have to see is the smaller angle. Of course this is obvious, the second point. Now here in this case, if you see, okay, tails is it not at common point, the head of the first one is matching with the tail, both the tails are not at common point. So what you have to do is to shift, right? You can shift the vectors parallelly. So you have to shift this one over here. Okay, you have to shift this one over here. So that is what we have to do. Okay, so we just shifted that one. Now can you see that this total angle was 180, right? This is a straight line, 180 degrees. This is 120. So what will be this angle? Now we have to measure the small angle, right? Tail at common point, and the smaller angle we have to measure. So this angle will be 180 minus 120, 180 minus 120, which is 60 degrees. So 60 degrees is the correct answer, not 120. Okay, now let's discuss one more. Okay, now suppose we have this case now. Okay, this is 120 now. Now what is your answer? What is the angle between these two vectors? if you say 120, it is correct. Okay, it is correct actually, because all even if it is head, it works, but we'll follow that tail at common point. Okay, we'll bring that tail at common point. So this is suppose this way, and this will be, what I'll do is I'll just shift this, right, this vector, I'll pull it out over here. I'll just shift it over here. I'm doing that job. Okay, so can you see that these two sides will be parallel, right? Because I have just shifted that vector parallelly. I don't want to change it. I have just shifted that parallelly, right? So if this is 120 degree, this should be 120 degree. They are alternate angles as well, right? So this is 120, that will be 120 as well. So 120 is the correct answer. So head at common point also works, but say to be safe, use that. Okay. And final thing, we had head tail combination, head head combination, tail is simple, right? You'll directly, first condition is directly satisfied. Suppose this is 60 degree, then first condition is directly satisfied. Tail is at common point, both of them have the tail at the common point. You have to measure the smaller angle. Of course, this is 60 degree. Okay, one more of tail at tail. Okay, you have this, and this is suppose 330 degrees. So total, what is the total? Tail at common point. First criteria satisfied. Second criteria, smaller angle. We want this angle, not the bigger one. So what is the complete rotation? Complete rotation from here to here will take 360 degrees, right? So 360 minus 330 will be that, right? 360 minus 330 will give you that. So the angle is 30 degrees. Okay. So that is the basic knowledge about angle between two vectors. I hope the idea is clear to you now. Okay. So we'll go for problems now. No more discussion. Okay. Okay. So first problem, we have two vectors, each of magnitude 5 and 5. Okay, you are supposed, and they are at an angle of 60 degree. You are supposed to find the resultant magnitude of their addition, which is r. This is nothing but r, right? Magnitude of their addition, magnitude of the subtraction, which is s. So you are asked to find this. You have the formula for both, just apply it, right? So easy peasy job. So I'll just write the formula once: a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. By heart this, by heart this. It's useful everywhere in 2D. So 5 square plus 5 square plus 2 into 5 into 5, and cos of 60 degree. Cos 60 is half. Okay, cos 60 is half, and this will get cancelled. You will get 25 plus 25, 50 plus 2. This is 5 into 5, which is 25 under root 75. You can write that as 25 into 3, right? So that will give us 5 root 3. Okay, correct answer. So r is 5 root 3. This is 5 root 3. Now let's go for s. Actually, if you see geometrically, also I can decode it. S, I can decode s, I guess. Okay, so if you see, this is a plus b, right? This diagonal is a plus b, no doubt. This diagonal is a minus b. I told you in the previous class. So if you can see, this is an equilateral triangle, 5, 5 and 60 degree. This will be 60, this will be 60 as well. So the answer should be 5. Okay, those who didn't get that idea, okay, you are supposed to use this subtraction, right? Subtraction formulae: a square 5 square 25, 5 square 25 minus 2 into 5 into 5 into half. Cos 60 is half. Okay, so this is 50 minus 5 is a 25, and again you have root 25, which is nothing but 5. I told you, right? 5 is the correct answer. Okay, so you can note that down if you want to. It was easy, right? You could have done it yourself as well. Let's go to the second one. Second one will be the mystery problem that we which is not a mystery anymore. Okay, so we'll choose it correctly. what is that, 4 and 3. This is 4 and this is 3, small, okay, and this is 60 degree. Okay, the mystery problem is here. You are supposed to find a plus b, its magnitude, right? Its magnitude, which is r. This is alpha of that, alpha of a minus b as well. Okay, so you have all the 4 formulas. What are you waiting for? Okay, try it. So now I will do it. Okay, so first a plus b, what is that? R, right? Magnitude of a plus b, that is r. So you'll get a square. Now I'm directly substituting 4 square plus 3 square plus 2ab. A is 4, b is 3. This is a, this is b, right? And we have cos of 60. Cos of 60 half, as I told, half and half will get cancelled. 16 plus 9 is 25 plus 4 3s are 12. So that gives us root 37. Okay, correct answer. Now we'll find s also. We found this. We'll find s first. S, okay, we have to find s. So only minus 2l, right? So 25 minus 12, it will be 13. Okay, so let's do it. A square plus b square minus 2 ab cos 60 half. This cancels. You have, this is 25 minus 12, which is root 13. Okay, as I said. Now coming to alpha, in the first case, what was it? B sine theta upon a plus b cos theta. A plus b cos theta, right? This is the addition case, first case, right? We found this. Now we are going for this. Okay, so b, what is b? B is this. Now the order is specific. Remember that this vector was a, this was a, and this is b. Okay, and comes to angle, it becomes obvious that you should remember which one is b, this one is b, and this one is a. You should remember that. So 3 into sine of theta, sine of 60 degrees, right? So root 3 by 2, sine 60 is root 3 by 2. A is 4, b is again 3, and cos of 60, cos of 60 is half. So simply I can write this. So 3 root 3 by 2, and I'm just solving that. 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 3 11. So 11, and that 2 will go on top. This and this will get cancelled. 3 root 3 by 11. So this is the answer for the alpha. This is the angle the resultant makes with the first vector, with the vector with magnitude 4. Okay, this is the answer. Now let's go for the second alpha. Second alpha, this is correct. Now 10 alpha. Now for subtraction, what was the formula? B sine theta upon a minus b cos theta. Only one difference, right? So b sine theta. So first this thing will be the same, right? Now only difference is the sign. 4 minus 3 by 2. 3 root 3 by 2. This 2 comes on top. 2 4s are 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. Okay, so this is the value of the angle, of the 10 alpha of the angle. What is alpha? Alpha is the angle the resultant subtraction vector makes with the first, right? Makes with the vector with magnitude 4, mixed with a. Okay, so that also we found. Okay, the books will of course not use these notations. Of course they will frame it in words. Okay, so you can note that down. It was easy as well, direct application of formulae. Now coming to third one, you need to use a bit of head now. Okay, it is not that easy now. So you are asked to find, so the magnitude of the addition vector is same as the subtracted vector, and what is the theta? So in this case, what is theta? Both of a and b are not zero vectors. Okay, a and b are not zero vectors. So a, B, C, D. I'll give you options. So for what theta is this true? Is it for 60 degree? Is it for 90 degree? Is it for 120, or I'll say 0 degrees, or is it true for 180 degrees? Okay, you can try that out. It's a good question, I'll say. Now I will try it. So actually you can do it by the geometrical aspect as well. Now you will what you will do is you'll use the R formula for each of this, right? R formula for each of this, R and S formula, R and S, R and S, R and S, and you'll compare, right? That is one way. That is one way you can surely use it, and you'll get the answer to be 90. Now the thing that I'm going to use is this. Okay, I'll first verify it. Okay, for 90, only for 90 I'll do, because I know it's the correct answer. A square plus b square plus 2ab cos 90, right? The angle is 90, so 90, for 90 it is 0, right? Cos 90 is 0, so this term goes off. So you have r is a square plus b square, and in the similar way you can see that that term will go, right? That is the basic thing. So minus 2ab cos 90. So basically this term goes off, right? So you get the same thing. So r is equal to s, or this is equal to that. It means the same thing. Now if you had to see that graphically, now you can do the same thing for all of this, and you'll get different answer. Okay, now graphically, if you had to see, if a and b are perpendicular to each other, vector a and vector b, okay, now this parallelogram is turned into a rectangle, right? For parallelogram, always the diagonal may not be equal, right? But for rectangle is a special type of parallelogram in which both the diagonals are equal. So this diagonal, which represents magnitude of a plus b, okay, its length will represent the magnitude of a plus b, and this vector from here to here represents magnitude of a minus b, will be equal, because diagonals of rectangle are equal. Diagonals of parallelogram may not be equal, but this is a rectangle now. When the angle is 90 degree, the parallelogram itself becomes a rectangle. So you can safely say that vector a plus vector b is same as vector a minus vector b. Long way, okay, this way, R and S for each one, and then you compare. Okay, so there are many ways to the top of the mountain, but the view is always the same. Okay, so this way also you could have got it. You can quickly note that down. It was a good question, very good question. Coming to the last question for the day. Okay, last question. Now again, this is going to be a bit harsh on medical people, I'm sorry, but you are supposed to remember the last result, the result that we are going to get through this formula. Just give me a second. Yeah, so you have to remember that. Now you have, suppose the case is you have two vectors, so two vectors having equal magnitude make an angle theta with each other. So two vectors, I'll say the equal magnitude is a. We'll use a letter for that equal magnitude a, just like a number, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Make an angle theta with each other. Find resultant. By resultant I mean a plus b. Okay, strictly, not going to a minus b, that will be your homework. Anyways, find the resultant, a plus b resultant's magnitude and direction. Resultant addition, magnitude and direction. Okay, you can quickly try that out. It includes a bit of math. Okay, so the case is that we have two vectors. Suppose this is one a and this one is another. Both of them have the same magnitude. Okay, direction may be different. Now they are inclined to an angle theta. Okay, now what do we have to do? We have to find the magnitude of the resultant addition, right? Magnitude of the resultant addition. So we'll use the formula, right? What is so big deal in that? So a square plus b square. So they just want us to generalize a result, cos theta. Okay, So in place of b, now b, both of them have the same magnitude, right? We'll use the letter a. So b is also equal to a. Both of them have the same magnitude. So 2a into b. So a into a, right? B is also equal to a. So a square, right? Now you can take that 2a square common. To here also you'll get 2a square and 2a square cos square theta. So you can take that 2a square common and 1 plus cos theta. And here comes the maths, okay? 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. Okay, this is an identity. You should know it. One identity, one more you'll have. Okay, so let's come here. So 2a square, I'll just insert that, 2 cos square theta by 2. Okay, so you have two 2's inside the root, so you can get 1 out. A square inside the root, so you can get 1 out. And cos square theta by 2 inside the root, so you can get cos theta by 2 out, right? If you remember, the first problem that we discussed today was something of this sort, 5 and 5, right? 5 and 5, and they were inclined at an angle of 60 degree. If you are noting it down, just turn your pages. This was the first question. So instead of going by this method, we could have directly used this formula. So to find the resultant addition vector, the answer was 5 root 3. To do it, so 2 into 5, 2 into a, any of the magnitude, cos 60 by 2, right? So you get 2 into 5 cos 60 by 2, cos 30. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So 2 into 5 into root 3 by 2. So this and this will get cancelled, and you have your answer 5 root 3, right? So instead of going by that long way. Anyways, let's come back to our discussion, wherein we have to find the direction as well. Okay, direction. So where can we do that? Here I'll try. So tan alpha is b sin theta. Okay, now this b and a doesn't make any sense because both of them are equal. So simply we can use a. So a sin theta upon a plus a cos theta, right? In place of b also I used a. Now a is common from the denominator, and you can cancel it on top. So sin theta upon 1 plus cos theta. Okay, now you see 1 plus cos theta, you will put this, and in place of sin theta, I guess you will know this, 2 sin theta by 2 cos theta by 2. This is another identity. Okay, so basically you will know it in the format sin 2 theta. Sin 2 theta is 2 sin theta into cos theta. So this way also you can remember it. Now coming back here, you can substitute this. Let's substitute this, 2 sin theta by 2 into cos theta by 2 upon this you'll have 2 cos square theta by 2. So this and this will get cancelled. One of the cos square from the denominator will get cancelled, and you'll have sin theta upon cos, sin theta by 2 upon cos theta by 2. So you'll have, on the left hand side you have tan alpha, on the right hand side you have tan theta by 2. So you can generalize the solution, maths people, but simply we can say if 10 of this is equal to 10 of that, we can simply say alpha is equal to theta by 2. Okay, so the resultant of the two vectors, suppose the same case we had, right? The first question 5 and 5, and this was 60 degree. So their resultant will actually bisect this angle. This angle will be 30, 30, 30, right? It will be theta by 2, whatever that theta is. In this case it was 60. So the resultant will make an angle 30 degree with the first one and also 30 degree with the other one, right? So this was something very special. So you are supposed to remember this result. This will be helpful. Even if you don't, you can derive it, of course, but it's better that you remember. You will come across many cases where it is useful. Okay, and just let me give you your homework. So you have to do the same discussion for a minus b. Okay, this was for a plus b. Now I have to discuss for a minus b. Okay, this is your homework. Same discussion for a minus b. What will be the magnitude and what will be the direction of a minus b? Okay, You can note that down. Okay, I'll be happy to see the answers in the comment section. That's all for today's lecture. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon in the next class. Till then, keep enjoying physics.